This border is not secure. Anybody that's watching the program right now can see that there's a massive gap of at least 300 yards behind me here in an open border, which is where the people that you're seeing are on their way to, right?
Absolutely, Steve. And one of the things that has happened with the open border gaps is what Joe Biden did to stop the construction on the wall. And it has been completely horrible for the Mexican people on the other side. It has created a war with the cartel because the cartel, it is fighting for the open border gaps. This because of the enormous trafficking, the incentivization of making millions out of trafficking of human beings that are coming from South America, Central America, and on their way to the northern borders with Mexico and the United States. That is one of the most aggravated things that what the Biden administration has provoked, has incentivized the cartel to grow, and ultimately it has created wars between them to fight off who owns the open border gap, Steve.
Yeah, and one of the things we've noticed here, Oscar, and you understand this quite well, as you've done extensive reporting, you, Ben Berquam, and the rest of the team that have been to the Darien Gap a number of times and all along this border, is that there is a huge increase. We've gone up 8 times. It was 400,000 in 2020, the number of illegals that came across the border. Now it's 3+ million last year. And right now it's a little quiet in the McAllen, Mission, Texas area because a lot of this has shifted to the west, towards Del Rio, towards Eagle Pass, into New Mexico and Arizona and California, because the cartels and the coyotes and the people that are running human trafficking or drugs or just trying to flood the border, they know to follow the path of least resistance, don't they?
Yes, absolutely, as the open borders. And ultimately, Steve, when you talk to the migrants, even inside of the Darien Gap, they already know and they tell you, I want to go through the river, because they know that if they get into the river, cross into a non-port of entry, they will be admitted and vetted. Even inside of the Darien Gap, Steve, they know about CBP-1. They know about how to go around and how to cheat on a loophole. They know if they're going to respect the CBP-1 process or not. And if they don't respect the CBP-1 process, then they already told us, if it takes more than 1 month, I'm just going to deliver myself to Border Patrol. And what is more to take, Steve? They know that if they deliver themselves to Border Patrol, they will be admitted and vetted and be processed, and then later on be released into sanctuary cities like New York.